Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. The yogis, equipped with transcendental knowledge and renunciation and engaged in devotional service for the eternal benefit, take shelter of my lotus feet, and since I am the Lord, they are thus eligible to enter into the kingdom of God without fear. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. One who actually wants to be liberated from the entanglement of this material world and go back home, back to Godhead, is actually a mystic yogi. The words explicitly used here are yuktena bhakti yogena. Those yogis or mystics who engage in devotional service are the first class yogis. The first class yogis, as described in Bhagavad Gita, are those who are constantly thinking of the Lord, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. These yogis are not without knowledge and renunciation. To become a bhakti yogi means to automatically attain knowledge and renunciation. That is the consequent result of bhakti yoga. In the Bhagavatam, first canto, second chapter, it is also confirmed that one who engages in the devotional service of Vasudeva, Krishna, has complete transcendental knowledge and renunciation, and there is no explanation for these attainments. Ahaituki, without reason, they come. Even if a person is completely illiterate, the transcendental knowledge of the scriptures is revealed onto him simply because of his engagement in devotional service. That is also stated in the Vedic literature. To anyone who has full faith in the Supreme Personality of Godhead and the spiritual master, all the import of the Vedic literatures is revealed. He does not have to seek separately. The yogis who engaged in devotional service are full in knowledge and renunciation. If there is a lack of knowledge and renunciation, it is to be understood that one is not in full devotional service. The conclusion is that one cannot be sure of entrance into the spiritual realm in either the impersonal Brahma Jyoti effulgence of the Lord or the Vaikuntha planets within that Brahman effulgence, unless he is surrendered onto the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord. The surrendered souls are called Akuto Bhaya. They are doubtless and fearless, and their entrance into the spiritual kingdom is guaranteed. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport.
The following is a class on Srimad Bhagavatam. 3rd Canto, 25th Chapter, Text number 43. Given by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada. Recorded on 11th of December, 1974 in Bombay, India.
This is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's advice. Jare dakho tare kaho Krishna Upadesh. It is not very difficult. You haven't got to become very learned scholar to become guru. Guru's business is to give the right information. That is guru. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Amara guy guru haiya. Every one of you become guru. No, I am not a learned man. Or I am this, I am that. How can I become guru? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, no, it is very easy thing. Jare dakho tare kaho Krishna Upadesh. Amar ek guy guru haiya taro ei desh. Jare dakho tare kaho Krishna Upadesh. You become guru simply by advising everyone the instruction which Krishna has given. That's all. You become guru. It is not at all difficult thing. But if you want to cheat others, that you are Bhagavan, you are this and that, you are yogi, you are very powerful, and I am God, then you will cheat. Because you are neither God, you are less than a dog, you are falsely claiming that you are God. That is not your position. You are servant of God. That is your position. That is beyond God. Therefore, Krishna, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that don't talk all nonsense thing. Simply say the real thing. And what is the real thing? And that is explained by Krishna. Sarva dharman parittajya mamekam sarva. You take this, me chat. My dear sir, you give up everything nonsense. You simply surrender to Krishna. Then you become Guru. Is it very difficult to become Guru? Well, no. But we shall not take this business. We shall talk all nonsense and become Guru and incarnation and God and so on, and cheat others and cheat oneself. This is going on. Otherwise, to become Guru is not at all difficult. Simply you surrender yourself to Krishna. You become abhayam, sattva-shuddhi. You become fearless. Yes, I am now under the protection of Krishna. I have no more fear. I don't care for anyone. I simply take to Krishna. Akuto bhayam, akuto bhayam. This is said by Kapil Dev also. All Shastra says like that. And Krishna also says the same thing in the Bhagavad Gita. Bhaktyamam avijanati. If you want to know me, then it is through bhakti, not your so-called gyan and karma and jo. You'll never be able to understand. You'll never be able to understand. Nahang prakasa sarvasya, yoga maya. You will be simply covered by yoga maya. This is not possible. Bhakti means surrender. So without surrendering to Krishna, you cannot understand. Krishna deserves the right, not being exposed as the fools and rascals. He is simply for the devotees. Bhaktyamam abhijan. He never like karma mang abhijanati, like yoga mang abhijan. No. He rather says, yoginam api sarvesam madgata antaratmana sadhyaman bhajati yogam same yuktatam. He is the first class yogi. Who is always thinking of me. And who always thinks of Krishna? Unless he is a devotee. Therefore, you cannot understand Krishna without becoming a devotee. In the beginning of Bhagavad Gita, he says to Arjuna, Bhaktosi, Priyosi. I am talking to you the same old system of yoga, Bhagavad Gita, because you are my devotee. So, if you actually want liberation or fearlessness, no more fear, if you want actually to become immortal, no more birth, death, old age and disease, then you have to accept the words of Krishna, as he says, Sarva dharman parittajya mamekam saranam braja. That is bhakti. Ah. That is bhakti. So you have to take. Here it is same thing he said. Jnana vairagya juktena bhakti yogena. Unless you have got full knowledge, jnana and vairagya, full renunciation, no more material life. This is called renunciation. No more sense gratification. Material life means sense gratification. Everyone is working so hard day and night. Why? For sense gratification. Janamaithunadi grihamedi sukhamitu. Grihamedi, those who have accepted this body or the society or the family or the nation, all this griha, it is called griha. Or grihamedi, those who are attached to all these things, grihamedi, their only happiness, just maithunadi, sexual intercourse. Yes. Janamaithunadi grihamedi sukhamitu. Very insignificant, very abominable combination of man and woman. And they're working so hard day and night. That is the only pleasure. So Vairagya means when you will be detached to this sex pleasure. That is called Vairagya. Nava Jadavadhi mama chitta krishna padarvind. That is possible only when you are perfectly Krishna conscious. Otherwise it is not possible. Therefore Krishna's name is Madana Mohan. And the material is Madanadahan. In the material world, everyone is suffering by the piercing arrow of Cupid, man or woman. The Madan, Cupid, is piercing the arrow to man and woman, and the woman is mad after man, and man is mad after woman. But when you see Krishna, actually, then you see Madana Mohan, then no more suffering of the piercing arrow of the Cupid. And that is called akuto bhayam, no more fear. No more fear. Now you become fearless. And when, if you want to become fearless, akuto bhayam, then Krishna says, that Kapil Dev says, pravishanti akuto bhayam. He enters Bhakti Yogena when one is actually in Bhakti Yoga, full knowledge and vairagya, renunciation of the material world, then he is able to enter. Bhaktyamam abhijanati javan jasyami tattata. Krishna says in the Bhagavad. Tato mang tattato gnatva. In this way, when one understands what is Krishna in truth, that is called knowledge. Jnana vairagya yukta. Tato mang tattato gnatva. Vishati tadanantaram. He is allowed to enter into the spiritual kingdom. Not before that. Not before that. Without bhakti. And bhakti by bhakti, you will automatically attain the stage of Jnana Vaira. Just like if you take one very nice digestive pill, so whatever you have eaten, even stone, it will be digested. It will be digested. Similarly, as soon as you take to bhakti, immediately your gross body and subtle body is digested. You live in the spiritual world. Sagunana samatitta itana Brahma Bhuyaya kalpa. Brahma Bhuyaya means that spiritual body. We are already Brahma, Aham Brahmasmi. But it is covered by the material body, the gross body, Kiti Aptej Manudvam, fire, water, earth, air, like that. And Manobuddhi Ahankar, the subtle body, mind, intelligence, and ego. So we are covered by these subtle body and gross body. This is our impediment. But by karma yoga, you try to get out of this gross body. By jnana yoga, you try to get out of this subtle body. But bhakti yoga, you cross over this subtle body and gross body, you are immediately situated in the spiritual body. Jnana vairagya. Sagunan samatita. So long you are in the subtle body and gross body, then you are suffering under the three modes of material nature. The body is created by the three modes of material nature, according to Karanam Guna Sangasa, Sadasat Joni Janmas. We get different types of body on account of association with these material modes of nature, Satagun, Rajagun, Tamagun. But if you are situated in the devotional service of the Lord, you immediately become on the platform of Brahma Bhuta Pratannatma. Immediate. Aham Brahmasmi, this is simply theoretical. That is theoretical knowledge, that Aham Brahmasmi. But when you are actually in devotional service, then that is practical. You are no more in the material platform. You are on the Brahma platform. Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma. Na sochati na kankati samas sarveshu bhut madbhakti lavate. So, by being situated on the spiritual platform, automatically you achieve your original status, constitutional position, Brahma Bhuta, Prasannatma, then you are able to enter into the kingdom of God or the spiritual world. Tato mang tato gatta. Here also it is said, Pravishanti akuto bhayam. Pravishanti. You have to enter. You are not destroyed. Just like we are pravishanti in different types of body, material existence. Tatha dehantara prati. So, when you are free from this material contamination, then you pravishanti in the spiritual world. The pravishanti is there. In the material world, you are pravishanti from one body to another, and you are suffering. So long you get this body, you must suffer. Either you get the king's body, or the cobbler's body, or ant's body, or dog's body. To accept material body means suffering. There cannot be akutobha. Unless you enter in the spiritual world with your spiritual body. There is no question of akutobha. So that akutobha is possible when you are practiced to bhakti yogam. Vasudevi bhagavati bhakti yogam prayojita janayati asu vairagam jnananta jad ahit. If you engage yourself in the devotional service of Vasudev, Krishna, Vasudev, Om Namo Bhagavati Vasudeva. If you enter, then Vasudeva Bhagavati. Vasudeva means the Supreme Personality of God. Bhakti Yoga Prayajat. If you apply yourself, engage yourself in Bhakti Yoga, then Janayati Asu Vairagam. Cause and effect. As soon as you engage yourself in devotion service of Vasudeva, under the direction of Shastra and spiritual master, then Janayati Asu Vairagam. And we are practically experiencing that since you have come to Krishna consciousness movement, you have no more interest, material activities. No more interest. That is Vairag. You are simply meant for service of Krishna. That is God. In this way, if you want actually to be fearless and enter into the spiritual life or spiritual kingdom, back to home, back to Godhead, then you have to accept this Bhakti Yoga process. It is very easy, and then you become fearless and your life is success. Thank you very much.